I've never heard of Defocus before. This will be my very first time listening to this band. The song is called Let the Bond Be My Grave. Okay? And go! Oh. That's tasty. Very upbeat, bouncy. Oh, the drummer.
Have you ever been chasing one of your demons until it's suddenly
little drum and bass.
Have you ever been searching for a good reason before you fell asleep? Come save me now, I've been too low.
It was scream double some clean.
I cannot talk, I cannot think.
The drummer is fire. This is quite an old school sound. Wow. I'm thinking like Spine Shank. This part slaps. Lovely balance of the guitars. Oh, these are the moments as well. Interesting production on that snare. Muffled and distant. And then... Oh! Oh! That guitar sound is nice. With a little electro thing. Yeah, that vocal is so old school. Almost like a vocal you hear on like Fatboy Slim records. Chemical Brothers. Good lord. What a gap. Little siren from the guitars in the mix. Oh, yeah. Shit. Well, okay. There's some stuff to talk about. The drums were fucking great. You know, you don't hear a whole lot of drum and bass these days in the rock world, but when you do, when they bottle that and they release it in a song, fuck, it can add so much. And there was more drum and bass beats in that than I've heard in any like heavy rock song in recent years, or maybe at all. You can think back to the days of like Pendulum or something. I thought that was fucking awesome. So upbeat and bouncy and groovy. Yeah, great groove to it, great patterns, placement of the kick drum pedal, for example, in moments, give it a bit of that swing. That was great. And then also when the kind of everything cuts out and there's a low in the mix, muffledy like drum and bass thing to add a bit of excitement in the gaps, I thought it was fucking tasty. Really, really loved that. Really great drummer. And a moment there towards the end as well where they were incredibly fast double kick drum pedals supporting everything else was going on. And then that last like heavy beatdown bit, well, the second last section of the song, so much space, and eventually the snare drum falls into place on like the fucking end of the second bar. That was awesome. Loved that. I mean, yeah, when was that? I don't know. I wasn't counting, but I really liked that. There was a lot of attention paid to the kind of beats, the tempo, pace of them for the sections and how they were going to build up. There's a risk with that they can feel like a collection of cool beats and they don't necessarily link together. But because the whole song had repeated moments of things cutting out and having a different vibe and coming back, it sort of actually felt like it made sense within the whole song. So that was cool. The guitars were tasty. It was very nice, especially when you got that bouncy upbeat drum beat, and then you had the guitars that supported that, and they were kind of upbeat and cool. Liked that. Like it was well supported for the overall vibe, and great chugginess in the fucking beat downs and the gaps and things. Locking in with the rhythm, especially with the bass, locking in with the kick drum pedal at times for those grooves. And then later on as well, they had that sort of industrial four to the floor beat, and they were all chugging along at the same time. I thought the guitars met up with the drums really nicely, had some excellent tones, and some really satisfying moments in there. Solid guitars, really liked them. The vocals are interesting. I liked the kind of nostalgia of the vocal stylings in the sort of chorus. It had a kind of Chemical Brothers-y meets Anyone. That's a deep cut of a band in new metal that no one has really heard of, but they were fucking cool. Just really almost like I think some moments of like El Nino as well. But the scream vocals was kind of this guttural area in the mix. That for me was maybe the weakness, but that's just my own taste. That vocal scream style was sort of sat in the in-between, and it didn't really have either much power in the heaviness or enough of the kind of higher tonal qualities of interest that sets over the song. It was all right, not exactly my flavor of scream vocal, and I don't know how to articulate that correctly. Like, it just, for whatever reason, that scream vocal was good, but it wasn't like next level for me. But I really liked the cleans and the melodic bits and pieces that happened elsewhere. I thought that was the more interesting side of this vocalist. So the vocals were all right. Then the other elements, there was a lot in there. There's a lot of production going into even things just like the drums. Like, it's not just one drum recording and then you just play different parts throughout it. But they really muffled and they turned down the volume of it in certain areas, so it sounds like the drums were being played in a different room and you could just kind of hear them through the wall. Those kind of things add a bit of intrigue and build in the structure of the song, which I really liked. And I think there were some other elements and synthy bits and pieces in there. There was a moment where there's a sort of siren call, which a lot of bands are doing here these days, where the note just kind of twists up, almost like an air raid siren. And it sounded almost like that was being done with a guitar, but it could have been some digital element. I don't know, but it worked, it was all right. So overall, some great moments, some really satisfying rhythms, some great beats. The drum and bass, I think, really elevated it beyond what would otherwise be like a decent but fairly, typical metalcore kind of song. It was good. It was a good song. There were some moments in there I really liked. And overall, as a rating, I would say that's solid. There were moments of deliciousness. I fucking loved the drum and bass. That for me was a shining star, and there were some other moments in there that were surprising and delighted. But overall, that's solid for me. That was a solid fucking song, and I enjoyed listening to it. If you enjoyed this video, please do boop the like button. It'll help other people on YouTube find and potentially enjoy this video as well. If you want to see more videos like this, then feel free to subscribe, and then you'll see future videos that I make doing reactions here. If you're interested in music beyond the rock genre, do feel free to check out the link in the description. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and maybe I'll see you in another video.